And now two former housemates. It's all about how they look. It's not about a burst to the bucket, reverse layup. Denver. Westbrook bullied.
And then DeAndre Jordan.
And a three in
rookies that are coming in. From Bruce Brown.
They were able to kind of extend that run.
Open it up for that easy layup. A great tip.
Falls. And it's tighter. What a feed by Batum. Nice finish.
Their point guard position.
Reggie is not old. The roll goes to Zoo. The ball goes to
offensive perspective on the roll.
And Strother, who is
college 3 or 4 or 5 years in some college.
A coaching legend. His father, Rick Adelman, in the first 3 preseason games. Something we
quick Zoo. And once again, that middle.
We will forget his contributions for the last few in Colorado.
Yep.
Third turnover for the Nuggets. Westbrook with the rebound. Full steam ahead for DeAndre block.
Strother right there caught him on the.
They're looking to get his Holiday misfire.
That provides one more the ball up quickly over half court in this Nuggets offense season.
6th three-pointer.
Advantage 101. But what happened was
it's hit right in the chops.
Foul.
Did you wear a mouth?
Because it was more physical at the time, but I just
left alone on the wing. He's good from the catch. At shoot around this morning, Tyson find his way. There's no question. Man fades. Man with a player to beat. Hands off the ball.
As healthy as he can possibly be.
Creates.
Disjointed. He's normal top pull up.
We're going to ramp up the starters. I don't know.
An extended amount in the second quarter.
A week from tomorrow. So Clippers October 25th. And Nikola Jokic. I don't know who can. Pickett for 3. Whistle stops the clock.
Feel for
Brandon Boston Jr.
I'm very interested.
You have to gain
Zeke,
so to speak, a little bit right there, able to
Zeke Naji for 3. Again, longest tenured father for a contested 3. Power play. Jackson calls his own number in the half year. Zoo with the first of Clippers.com/. They're playing 2 here.
Trying to get that focus, that fire.
The other way. And lays it in literally of all time. Terrence Mann. It was the Lakers being a play-in. Another turnover here for the Nuggets. Ball.
And then kind of went on.
Ivica Zubac, the only players
in order to maybe start, whether unique.
A long-term situation. Floater.
I mean, one of the best in the game.
Reggie felt that he was up. Gillespie for 3. Hunter Tyson for 3. 33. Timeout.
Athleticism is still there to make.
Side at half court. They couldn't be on the floor. They had the other way on the flyby, able to throw it. Good ball. Don't get used to this. We're not going to be in traffic from rim to rim. Clippers have looked very good when he has been on. Essentially conclude their camp over the week. Our favorite Frenchman.
Out inside, so a little experiment.
Respect the Clippers roster, what they're doing for the ball game, and I got to be honest, they have more than helped. Part of the trio of Holiday.
The Clippers have quality of shots in which the Clippers are, which reflects that, but off a dribble to change.
And I'll be honest, I thought I wasn't going to show my cards. Well, they flipped.
Offensive and defensive philosophy.
For Denver. And we run this stat every offense, credit the player movement, but
quick decisions.
He has got 18 points in 15 minutes. Leonard contested 3. It's gone. He's back out there. Jackson for the draw. Another 3. George feeling good. This for the Clippers. Window and he can. Naji with a nice follow. Batum aware. Up. Watson hangs on Kawhi. Lobs it to Martin. Great play. Held their own in this first half. Martin wearing the back.
I saw Mason Plumlee
getting it done. Who knows if we see the starters as Bones Highland. Clean look at a 3. He Holiday for 3. This lobs to DeAndre, makes the grab. Reverted by Jordan. Catch and shoot in the corner for the ball game. Michael Malone also excited.
Yeah, beautiful. See his
staff during the recruiting process. There's no stripes with the defending champion.
Young player. That carry
wasn't very serious.
Explosive, you're not as quick to the ball. Now, you compound that.
That number. Strother off the wing.
Get a shot for your teammate in the corner.
Tough shot.
Tent to stop the break from George.
Winner, we had to run 8. We had to run 8 into like Zoom or before the ball game. It's an important game. It's a look at a 3. It is short. Rebound games around them. A lot. The road
to go back to Calvin Booth and when he looked at how he
format. You've got the toughest cover and
understanding that We're trying to, I think maybe Bones was throwing at the Kiss team. Look at 6 feet 11 players that average out.
Holiday, quick puts on the brakes, knocks down about that on media day. And I felt like he was out of the rotation.
Steps into Reggie, knocks it
Out of his hands by Highland, but quickly
was able to take advantage of that by the numbers. It's not going to be set in the back court.
played 26 minutes here tonight.
Talk about his professionalism, how he worked.
Inside to Braxton. Highland shows off the handle.
But because of his quick back,
Clippers basketball. Press contested 3. Oh! Coffee. It's KJ Martin down the lane off the window. And man caught with his hand. 5. You're looking at Giannis. Those type.
but then when you get those opportunities, like
we've seen a little bit of Tyson. Good defense by man. Preseason.
back down. Don't do it.
Okay.
Pingolo just became my favorite person. Go ahead. Xavier Moon for 3 in San Diego. Then they went to
Kind of scheduled for
the Phoenix to for Coffee.
switched on him, and KJ.
Hunter Tyson for 3. Oh, sidestep defenders and late. Hunter Tyson for 3. Wow! That was pretty cool from Xavier. For Robert Covington. 90. Tyson beats the buzzer. Pounds. What I'm missing absolutely begin. And
Home court advantage.
doubt that it will carry over. It's 13-7 after 20. Finish line. But I'm a big Najee reverse layup product. He didn't get a lot of reps from behind the line. 285. Clippers defeat inside. Pass is kicked.
Theater shear.
Xavier Moon, quick pull-up from the foul. And Zeke Najee 11. Xavier Moon for them. Nice break by the Clippers. Najee and Coffee. And the ball
Created that turnover.
stays and maintains the bounce. Oh! Gillespie for
Jordan Miller goes up.
Brima checks into the lineup for. Gets to set a little playing.
Worry.
You know,
Frustrated. He got me on that one. Okay.
he's not going to.
Nugget. You're not going to find anything about it. Jackson.
Does a great job of getting into the lane. What?
I got him.
Here in the preseason yet. That doesn't mean.
In particular, Lawrence Frank, what value they had. But when you put a play, in the NBA.
Have their different kinds of language, and it's down there. Those guys are fighting for their.
Pass right there by Moon inside.
There are some players that I've spoken and just get minutes. For the Moon. Oh! From behind, it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the team that just laid it out every time to shoot. Shot is good.
Check, homie.
Leaves it to give away. Oh, and a fluff season for the Clippers. Moon starters expected for Denver will be come Thursday. Pick up the second win out of 3 games here in the.
That assignment to Hart right there early on.
And now 2 former housemates are just underway. Preseason is all about how they look. It's not about. Jackson comes away with the rebound. Jackson, a burst to the bucket, reverse layup.
Give a good defense transition-wise by Denver.
Westbrook bully.
And then DeAndre Jordan season.
A near turnover there. And a 3 in route.
Outside, I think Peyton Watson. They want older rookies that are coming in. And it's going to move on a little bit from Bruce Brown.
Mid-market teams in particular, San Antonio, and how they were able to kind of extend that rush.
On the backhand side, that defense open it up for that easy layup. A great tip.
And joining the Clippers, runner there by Strother. Again, it falls. And it's time to have a huge role. I think that will change this year. What a feed by Batum. Nice finish.
There going through camp. Needed value at that point guard position.
Reggie is not for clock. Top side pick and roll. The roll goes to Zoo. The ball goes to Zoo.
Zoo is in a position from an offensive perspective on the roll.
Jokic and Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. And Strother, who is
experience in regards to them going to college 3 or 4 or 5 years, and some have been 4 or 5 years in college, 3 years in college.
In the NBA, Adelman also part of a coaching legend. His father, Rick Adelman, minutes and points, averaging 19 a game here in the first 3 preseason games. Something we
offensive rebound and was able to outquick Zoo. And once again, that middle.
Ivica Zubac doing some work early. Reggie. Clipper fans will never forget his contributions for the last chip caliber team. He went to high school in Colorado.
Yep.
Miscommunication turnover for Denver. Third turnover for the Nuggets. Fade away for George. No. Westbrook with the rebound
area, knowing that Russell will take care of him via the pass.
Full steam ahead for DeAndre. Block.
Kind of get himself down the lane, and Strother right there caught him on the.
I don't know if it's necessarily the pace number that they're looking to get. Is Holiday missed 5.
Paul George, if you push the pace a little bit more, that provides one more for your teammates, and that just comes from getting the ball up quickly over half court.
Paul here tonight. We'll keep an eye on that number. Strother off the wing.
It up, collapse the defense, and then get a shot for your teammate in the corner.
Tough shot.
And I think the officials read intent to stop the break from George.
I was in those categories. Winner, we had to run 8. We had to run 8 in the big. You know, I would have put it all into like Zoom or
lay that message that he owes you.
I didn't want to distract him before the ball game. It's an important game. It's a winner. Jackson, good look at a 3. It is short. Rebound, battle defense for Denver. The West, the teams around them, a lot for much of the year last year. But make no mistake, the road to the
factor, but also you go back to Calvin Booth and what he looked at, how he.
But then at the end of the day, in a playoff format, you've got the toughest cover
of how he wants to build a team, understanding that we're trying to with his core players, and I think maybe Bones was throwing at the kid scout. When he took over, he had his team look at average by taking out the smaller player. And 6'11", no, except for the Heat, all had in common players that average out the way with a lot of stuff with that one.
Holiday, quick. Terrence puts on the brakes, knocks down a. He was asked about that on media day. And 142 times last year. There were times where he kind of felt like he was out of the rotation.
Let him get him open. Kobe doesn't move. He kind of steps into Reggie, knocks it over.
Watson deflected out of his hands by Highland, but quickly
all turnovers that resulted in the Nuggets able to take advantage of that by the numbers you. Killers right there. Defense is not going to be set in the back court.
So Watson at the line. He's played 26 minutes here tonight. 8 points.
Games. So they really did talk about his professionalism, how he worked.
High strip, able to get it back and reset inside to Braxton.
In the G League, averaged about 15 points.
Allen shows off the handle.
But because of his quick when to push, when to pull back.
He's got a tighter haircut than Dirk.
When he had it shaved on the sides a little bit. So
deflection. Xavier Moon recovers, but under duress, contested 3. Oh! Goes on Coffee. I'm going to call Adam Silver at the break. Here's KJ Martin down the lane off the window. Good move there by Tyson. And man caught with his hand. With Najee and Coffee. And
the dime back after he created that turnover.
Miller stays and maintains the bounce. Oh! Gillespie for
Najee a little bit taller, but so what? Jordan Miller goes up.
Amita Brima checks into the lineup for rebounds as Braxton Key. It's a set. They're running just as much. Like to see them get a little play.
What? Now, why are you worried?
You know, a tough bill to pay, Jim Jackson.
Takes that anger somewhere else, and that frustration. He got me on that one. Okay.
He's not going to.
No nugget. You're going to get no nugget. You're not going to find anything about it. Oh, man. I got Jimmy Jackson.
Braxton Key trying to shed his defender. Does a great job of getting into the lane. What? Kobe Brown.
Back at him.
The offseason. Haven't seen a ton here in the preseason yet. That doesn't mean.
You know, kind of upper management, in particular Lawrence Frank, they couldn't evaluate, you know, what value they had. But when you can't get from a player that's not able to play in the NBA.
Or the lingo when coaches all have their different kinds of language, and was quick to point out, he's like, man, it is intense down there. Those guys are fighting for their
players coming back off of an injury. Beautiful pass right there by Moon inside. Periods of time because you're not practicing like that.
There are some players that I've spoken to the G League and just get minutes. Arcing pass down the floor to Moon. Live ball up for grabs. Brown has it poked from behind. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the no PG either. One of the really fun years. A team that just laid it out every 9 to shoot. Shot is good.
Status check. Status check, homie.
Brown leaves it. Another giveaway. Another giveaway. Oh, and a flop has been a focal point of preseason for the Clippers. Moon possibly right back at it on Thursday. Starters expected for Denver. Clippers will be come Thursday. Run clock here. Pick up the second win out of 3 games here in the